and now someone's hurt themselves on the pavement. But it was a make safe job because it was a manhole cover that wasn't ours, so it's third party, so we pass it back.
Yeah, so hang on, run through it again. Your boss called you, you went out yesterday to work as normal, and then your boss called you in and what?
I went to break this morning.
Yeah.
Got called back about just on 11. Got back into the yard. My boss took me over to the little office place privately. We had about a 3-minute conversation on a failed job that happened over a year ago, and that someone had now seriously hurt themselves on a footway.
All right. So you're suspended.
Sorry?
Are you suspended? Are you?
Say that again.
Are you suspended?
Yeah, they suspended me while they investigate it. But obviously, they haven't really put much effort into investigating it, because he texted me this morning and said there's a meeting at Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Right, and where's that?
Fittingbourne, their head office. It's with my boss Aaron and one of the managing directors of the company. What's
that Alan's surname?
Aaron Slodjak.
Alan or Aaron?
Aaron, A-A-R-O-N.
How do you spell his surname?
I'll have to get it up.
Doesn't matter.
I'll text it over to you.
Shrodsak. Is he Polish or something?
Yeah, Polish, yeah.
Oh, right.
All his Polish origins. He's English, but his mum, I think his mum and dad are Polish.
How well did you get on with him?
Well, I thought really well, but obviously not. But they haven't even tried to defend me in any way. They just throwing me under the bus because they're getting sued.
Yeah. So someone's fallen down the hole, yeah, manhole.
No, I would imagine they tripped over it. So we got two choices of making the job safe. So I would put barriers and signs around it. But if we do that, we then can't do any more work for the day because we've got no kit on a lorry.
Yeah.
Or we put tarmac over it and make it safe that way. But They're saying that the tarmac made safe that we did isn't up to standard.
It's substandard.
They're saying it's not up to standard.
Right.
But you're throwing tarmac on a flat footpath level, so you're going to have a raised area anyway. You're not going to get it level or flat.
See, it left a little bit of a trip.
Yeah, but you can't help but do that. But my argument is as well, I've been to that job a few times, other gangs have been to that job a few times, and it's third party, and it never gets passed back to the third party, and they keep sending people out to it. And if it was over a year ago, someone's only just chipped on it now.
Yeah.
And with all the bad weather we've had, it's going to be, if no one's been back, it's obviously not going to last, is it? We only guarantee it for 28 days.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, we can only guarantee it for 28 days. But what he's saying to me is that because I put down as a completed job and not a made safe on the tablet.
Right. Why did you do that?
Sorry?
Why did you do that? Did you get extra money for that?
Well, it's hard to sort of think, because it's such a long time ago, but because it's mostly been made safe anyway, and no one's been back to it, there's nothing I can do to the job, because it's already been made safe.
Whose manhole is it?
So, I'm not sure. I think it's electrical, because it's down a very busy high street footpath. And because it was in such a bad state and broken, you can't lift it because you just make it even worse. So, yeah, so you just make it safe best you can. But my other argument is as well, we have inspectors who walk up and down these high streets, putting in other work. Why have they not picked it up if it was that bad? They walk over it every.
Well, the other thing that could have happened, Carl, is it possible that you did leave it safe and someone's interfered with it since?
Maybe they're going by. So we have a tablet PDA that our jobs are on.
Yeah.
And we have to take like a before photo, intermediate, and after photo. And he's pulled them photos up and said, from that day we went there, that job when it was completed wasn't up to standard. But they've also zoomed right in on the picture, and like anyone would know, with tarmac, you zoom in on tarmac on a make safe, it's going to look dog rough.
Yeah.
Especially like with their stupid picture methods, it's not like best quality.
What picture methods? Sorry.
Their pictures on the PDAs, they're not the best quality. So it's something not great quality, and then you zoom in on that picture, it's going to look 10 times worse.
Oh, right.
But I've had no, for all the time I've been there, I've never had a verbal warning or a written warning or anything.
And you haven't got
I've never been pulled in. Sorry?
You've not got an employment contract that you're aware of?
No, I've asked him for the contract. When we got DP'd over from my old boss, I asked him verbally many times for a contract, and then I was told by a friend of mine, you need to do it in email.
Did you, hang on, did you have a contract with your old boss? Because they're not allowed to change your terms.
Yeah, I had no contract with my old boss. But
hang on. Have you still got that old contract?
No.
Right. Your old boss, what, sorry?
Boss.
Because your old boss refused. Sorry? You said something. You had a contract with your old boss, but what was the but?
Oh, my new company asked for the contracts, and my older boss refused to send anything over. So my new company said. So they would have to write me up a new contract, which they never did.
You haven't let them know.
Sorry?
You haven't let them know that you've not got a new contract, have you?
No, only by when I went in the office and asked them about my having a new contract, and then I emailed Aaron.
Hang on. How long ago did 2P happen?
2 years ago.
Less than 2 years or more than 2 years?
More than just over 2 years, I'd say. The email I've got is 2022.
Are you still in your probationary period or not? Do you know?
No. And he replied to my email, said that he'd get it to me on that day, and I never did get it.
Oh, have you got a copy of that?
Sorry?
Have you got a copy of that?
What, the email?
Yeah.
Yes, mate. Yeah, I looked at it last night.
Okay, what date's that?
Just one moment, I'll have a look. Work contract. I sent it the 15th of the 6th, 2020. And he replied on the same day. And he put, I will chase the contract for you today.
Are you still in touch with your old boss?
Yeah.
Do you see him socially? Do you like him?
Yeah.
He wouldn't send them the contracts,
No.
but he has no reason to deny you it if he's still got what you were bound under with him at the time, requiring 3 little written warnings and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you ask him as a step? Sorry,
Yeah.
Carl. As a first step, why don't you get in touch with your old boss, and without telling him you've got a massive problem or anything like that, just have a conversation with him. What's his name?
Yeah. Neil Cheeseman.
Is he wealthy?
Is he wealthy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does all right, yeah.
Was it his company is what I'm really asking.
Yeah, it's his company, yeah.
Right. What was Neil...
was his company?
Carl. Sorry, I need to ask a load of questions, all right? Neil Cheeseman sold his company to the new company. What was Neil Cheeseman's company called?
Harlequin. Harlequin Contracting.
Right. How do you spell Neil? Is it N-I-E or N-E-I? Do you know?
Neil.
Cheeseman. Okay. And he sold that to the new company, which is called what?
What something I'm with now?
Yep. Yeah.
The company now I'm with is GVG Contracting.
GVG. Golf Victor Golf Contracting, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And the end clients are like councils and things like that, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Harlequin Contracting, hang on a sec. Was it Harlequin Contracting? There's a lot of them. Was it Harlequin Contracting UK Limited? It might have been that one. Because Harlequin Contracting was dissolved on the 6th of October. Harlequin Contracting UK was dissolved on the 22nd of May. Harlequin Properties, unless they've changed names. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. Yeah. All I know is that Aylesford Business Estate.
Aylesford Business Estate. Well, yeah, I can't see one at the moment that's got that on it. Back then. (2020) Business Estate. Harlequin Civil Engineering.
That's it.
Harlequin Civil Engineering?
Yeah.
Right, not Harlequin Contracting. Okay, let me change that just a sec. It definitely wasn't Harlequin Contracting, no?
No, Civil Engineering.
Right, that's totally different. Let me just start again. 1 second.
Sorry.
It's okay. Harlequin Group. It says they're in liquidation here. Dartford, 21 Highfield Road, Dartford, I've got here.
I can ring him anyway.
Hang on a minute. Abigail Cheeseman, Neil Victor Cheeseman.
Yeah.
Neil. So he's our sort of age, September 68.
Yeah.
Just want to see if he's got any other companies. He's got Influx Traffic Management, Harlequin Building Contractors, Harlequin Planning, Harlequin Civil Engineering, Genco Construction. I just want to have a quick look. Yeah, Harlequin Civil Engineering, and he's. I just want to have a quick look at how long he was trading for and that sort of thing. Looks like a reasonable time. 1 second. 2006 I've got here, and earlier. Just 1 sec. 2003. I just want to have a look at what the turnover was and that sort of thing. So a quick look. 3 to 5 balance sheet. Really small potatoes back then. Like 2000 and back then. Hang on, let's just come back into this, bring it a bit more up to date, because I'm looking at 2005. I just want to flip it up to a bit more current. Unabridged, unaudited, unabridged, abridged accounts. Oh, always nice. Don't mean fuck all then. Let's have a look at it anyway. Oh, it's bigger. Cash at bank, debtors. Oh, it's £1 million company. They're owed £1 million. They're owed £1 million at that time.
Yeah.
Statutory information. Registered office, compliance, accounting policies, revenue, fixed assets, taxation, accounting policies, hire. Pension costs. The company operates a defined pension scheme. Contributions. The average number of employees was 18 between 2017. 18 employees. That sound about right to you for this company?
Sorry, the breaking up.
It's 18 employees, it says on here.
Yeah.
Right. I've had a good look through, just a quick poke around. And I'm wondering if he was the sort of guy looking at how much debt he got into with that company. Doesn't look like he was employing anyone to pursue it, because the sort of debt he had would be very, very easy to get in on that sort of work.
Yeah.
If he'd have asked me about it, I could have got his money in straight away, because you just send a payment notice and then they don't reply, and then you adjudicate and then you've got it in. Because we've done it recently for loads of companies. No, I say recently, I haven't done anything like it in a while, because I've been dealing with my shit. But Mr. Cheeseman, he may or may not have had employment contracts with his employees. He may or may not, because with 18 of them and the way he was doing other stuff, he might have been a bit fast and loose. You know, you start Monday, all right, Jack, here you go, off you go, and nothing in writing. But he could have had someone. He could have had. Go on.
I do know I had a contract with him. I remember the contract, and I've looked loads of times for my copy of it. I can never find it.
Was it sent?
I did have a contract with him.
Good. That was post or email?
Sorry?
Was that post or email?
Post.
Right. Okay. Well, look, he probably employed someone to put those together for him. If I were you, I'd give him a call, ask how he is. Yeah. And have a little chat with him, yeah, and work out a really, really good time to sort of see him, and then you know, see if he used anyone to put those contracts together, or whether you can pop round to his house if it's all right with him. Maybe take a box of chocolates with you for his wife, something like that, whatever. And because you're going to sit with him, and you want him to go through his computer and have a look for your employment contract, which to him is something he's not going to want to bother fucking doing, right? But you just want to know how many warnings you're allowed under your contract, because your current contract with your new employers, you shouldn't really have asked for a contract, because it's the same as your old contract under 2P. I don't think they're allowed to change it very much. I don't know this, Carl, but if you can get hold of... Go on.
No, you're right. So with I spoke to my new company about the contract, and they said, because Neil wouldn't send over my previous contract, they would have to rewrite a new contract.
No, they're not allowed to give you a new contract. Yeah, they can't give you a contract that's worse than your old one. The other thing I would do, get in touch with him, see if he can find his contract. But if you can't, then get a contract from someone else who worked there, if you're in touch with them, and get theirs and get a copy of it, yeah? And you can put forward that yours will be the same. But before you put any of this to your new employer, Yeah, you want to be sure of what you're talking about, because if that contract don't work for you, you don't want to be plonking it down on the table. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So I wouldn't mention on Thursday about what you're doing. Just sort of see how the meeting goes on Thursday. But they may not even be sacking you. They might just be giving you a warning of some kind, which, you know, they might say is warranted. But try and get a copy of your contract.
Yeah.
And you're obviously going to try to get it from Neil Cheeseman.
Yeah.
And have a chat with him first. Don't give him a big problem, because people don't like being associated with problems. Just say you'd like a copy of it, yeah, because you've lost yours. And if he doesn't know where it might be on his computers or anything, offer to pop to his house and bring, take something with you, bottle of wine, something like that, and sit with him while he has a look for it, yeah. Or if he used someone else, it's very, very likely that he used a lawyer or his accountants or someone like that to put together the contracts, yeah.
Yeah.
So try and find out who the accountants were. I can see on here who the accountants are on Company's House, but there's no point in me contacting Mr. T.G. Aylward, which it looks like that's who it was, the accountants, if they weren't holding the contracts. But very often the accountants will hold like the share certificates and all that sort of thing. People tend to leave with their accountants. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's possible that he could have, that sort of stuff. Your first point is to get a copy of your employment contract and not accept a new employment contract. You want your old one. If you don't have any luck with Cheeseman, and I would do it at the same time anyway. It's not like you're probably doing much else at the moment, is it? Apart from worrying, I would phone up the 18 people who you used to employ, everyone else who you used to know there, and see if any of them have got a contract, their copy of a contract.
Yeah. Would you say that, because obviously it's happened yesterday, and they want me to, at this meeting Thursday.
Yeah.
Would you say I've got a case to say that I've not been given enough time? Because I've asked him, the stuff he showed me yesterday, he never gave me a copy. I didn't really read it because I was in two shops. I couldn't believe what he was telling me. And I've texted him and asked him if he could send everything over, screenshot it for me just so I could read it. And he completely ignored me. And I screenshotted him 4 times, been on WhatsApp online, and still hasn't bothered reading my messages.
Well, next time you meet him, put your phone on record, or get yourself, now, if you order it today, you'll get like a keyring voice record from Amazon. They're fucking brilliant. They're about 20 or 30 quid. The batteries last fucking ages. It goes on your keyring. You flip a button and it starts recording everything. Yeah. Slightly easier than doing it on your phone, I've found, because you just dump your keys on the table. No one's worried about keys on the table, and it's getting a really good signal. Do you know what I mean? You also get them. They look like, like a memory stick, a standard memory stick you'd use. You get them. They look just like that. You couldn't tell it wasn't a memory stick. I've got 2 of them, and I've used them with HMRC all the time. So again, you just pop it on the table and Bob's your uncle. Also, I've got a video recording pen. They're only about 25 quid, and that's very, very useful. But it only lasts an hour, whereas the little audio recorders, they'll last a long time. Otherwise, you can get video recorders and audio recorders built into something that looks like a car key, and that's something else you can put on a table without attracting too much attention, provided you slap it down. Practice using it first. From now on, you want to record every time you meet him, every time he phones you, anything that happens, you want your own recording of, yeah? I would say you take that recording quietly, like I've just suggested, yeah? Because otherwise you formalise things a little bit too much and they don't say what they really mean. Once you say, I'm recording everything, they're very careful about what they say, and they might harden up, Whereas when they're just chatting away, you really want just a record of that for yourself as well. After you've recorded it, if you've got the ability, if you put it on a still image in Final Cut or something like that, you can put it on YouTube and it will generate a transcript for you. So it saves you going through that whole recording to work out what was said. YouTube transcribes videos, but it'll only do it for a video. I mean, you can send it off to an agency and they'll do it, and it's like a bit of money. I used to pay for that, but you may as well upload it to YouTube as a film. You've got to make it into a film first, and then it will just transcribe it all for you. And you can lock it down to private so that no one else can see it, or you can put it as unlisted so that no one can stumble over it, but you can send the link to people for them to listen and watch and that sort of thing. It's quite a good way of sharing it. So you want to keep a record of everything that happens with him from now on, all right? You may be overreacting in terms of the fact they might not be thinking of sacking you or anything like that on Thursday. I don't know whether they can or not, and neither do you because you haven't got your contract.
No.
How much money have you got? okay, look, I'm a bankrupt. I've got fuck all, and I've got like 50 or 60 quid in my account. So if it's happening to me, I'd have nothing that I could do about it. Have you got like a few grand to pay for an employment lawyer to take with you or not?
No.
You don't? Okay.
No, I have to pay £900 a month child maintenance. So
You pay £900 a month child maintenance, right? Yeah, okay. But how much have you got if you were going to take an employment lawyer with you? Would you spend a few £100 on that if he was coming along for an hour or two?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay. Have you got a union rep or anything like that?
No.
No. All right.
No, there's only like 4 of us, I think, that are PAYE, everyone else subcontractors.
Okay. Well, obviously you're going to be quite worried about Thursday. If you want me to go with you, I can. It's not my area of expertise at all. If they're going to try and sack you on Thursday, they need to do that lawfully. I don't know lawfully whether they can do that or not. But you could take someone with you who would know. And I don't think there'd be a lot of money. And given what you're dealing with and the way they've handled it so far, it might be worth you spending a little bit of money, like, I don't know how much. Try and find someone you can take with you who's an employment lawyer who knows what they can and can't do. But what you really want to do today is get hold of a copy of contracts. So next thing I think you should do today, is Tuesday today, isn't it?
Yeah, Tuesday, yeah.
Listen, you got a bit of time, all right? Don't do anything else but prepare for the meeting, all right? Quietly, happily, calmly.
Yeah, but how can I prepare for the meeting when I haven't got no facts in front of me to argue with?
Right.
You know what
I think you're misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding what I mean, all right?
Yeah.
You're going to prepare for the meeting by phoning Neil Cheeseman
Yeah.
now, right? Asking if he's got any copies of the employment contracts to hand because you can't find yours, all right?
Yeah.
You're going to have another look for yours, up and down and sideways and everywhere you've already looked, because I've had to deal with something like this, and it's surprising what you find when you start really, really, really looking. And you're going to phone up all your mates from that company and find their employment contracts.
Yeah.
And you're going to phone me back in 2.5 hours and tell me how you're getting on.
All right, cool.
All right. So I'll speak to you at about 1 or something like that, or 2. You phone Neil, phone your mates, try and get a copy of a contract, have a look yourself as well. Everything comes down to your employment contract, yeah?
Yeah, cool.
If you can't find your employment contract, then there'll be something called implied terms, right? And implied terms means when there's no other contract around, it's like the one that is deemed to have applied. Now, to sack you summarily, I give you there's something called summary notice. A lot of people think notice means they tell you once, they tell you twice, and then you're off or whatever. Like you get a written notice and then something happens. There's something called summary notice, which means you know they just tell you straight there and then straight away. And it could be that they're allowed to give you summary notice for something called gross negligence or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you need to find out what you're accused of and what they're classifying it as, whether it's negligence, gross negligence, gross misconduct would be another one. If you stole from the company, that's gross misconduct. If you got your cock out, gross misconduct. Yeah? So you need to find out whether it's misconduct or gross misconduct, how they're stacking it up. And that's very difficult for them, given that they haven't got your contract. So don't let on that you haven't got your contract when you speak to them. Yeah. So when you speak to them on Thursday, if nothing else happens, if you're not with me and you're not with a lawyer, yeah, what you say is everything needs to be done in accordance with my employment contract, which I will have somewhere. And I have found out, since I was asking you for it, I've found out that my old contract applies. So at the moment, I'm on suspension on full pay unless you want me to come back to work, and I will find my contract and we'll make sure that you're operating in compliance with it. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah? And it might be as well to take someone with you if you can't afford anyone else who isn't even a lawyer, just to say that for you. But you might be better off with an employment lawyer. I mean, I'd offer to help, but it's like trying to fix someone's plumbing when you don't really do plumbing. Do you know what I mean, Carl? You can fuck it up. I do construction. All right? In the meantime, there's a book you can buy called The Secret Barrister. Hang on. I'll tell you what. rather than giving you too many things to do at once, because I'm looking this up now and it's got a précis of employment law in it. I think what you want to do first is just phone Neil and phone your mates. See if you can get your contract and look for it yourself. Let's just do one thing at a time, yeah? Spend a few hours doing that, yeah? If you can get a copy of your contract, you're in a better position than they are.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And don't let on to them that you haven't got your contract, all right? Just say you need to get it. All right?
Yeah, all right. No,
How you
I'll do
feeling?
that.
How you feeling apart from that? How you feeling apart from that?
It hasn't been a good day. It's been nothing with work. Find out my dad's got bowel cancer. Running.
Your dad's got bowel cancer as well.
Yeah, I found out last night.
My best mate was diagnosed with bowel cancer, and they went up there to cut it out with a set of tools that they used to remove it.
Yeah.
And your dad's just got diagnosed. It's probably very early, and bowel cancer is a good one to get, believe me.
Yeah.
So my best mate Chris had got it, and when they went up there, it was much, much worse than they thought, and it was right through his gut. So they took out 1.2 meters of his gut. This is like 2 or 3 years ago, and then it turned out it was in his liver and his lungs and his shoulder and his back and everywhere. And he's had fuckloads of chemo, which is difficult. I'm not saying it's easy, but his had gone all over his body, and he's still all right. He's going diving in. You know, he is a cunt. I mean, you know, you'd love him. You would love him, but he. How can I put it? His had gone a really, really, really long way, and it's all in his lungs and everywhere. They're never going to completely stamp it out. But his was a very bad case. In general, bowel cancer is one of the better ones to get. And, you know, my dad, when we were told he had prostate cancer in 2003, I thought that was the end of him, Carl. So I know exactly what you're feeling. But, you know, you've met my dad several times, and he's still moaning away 20 years later.
Yeah, it's just, you know, another type of person there, if you could have done without, then I'm sure my dad could do without it as well. So.
No, I'm sure he could. Yeah, no, I totally get that. Yeah, but you got to look after number one at the moment, mate. You got to look after your job. How do you feel about getting another job with another employer?
I've already got that in hand. I'm having a meeting Thursday evening for a new job. They've been chasing me for a while now, weren't they? And then I went because I was quite happy where I was. And I still am. You know, I want to fight my fight this because I don't want to leave. I've been there so a long time. It's good money. It's going to be hard for me to find that kind of wage again.
That's why they probably want to get rid of you. What wage you on?
180 a day.
180 quid a day?
Yeah.
It's not that good.
No, but then they do like price work and things like that as well. So sometimes I can go out and I can have like 30 jobs and I get £10 per job.
Yeah.
So I can earn like £300 a day.
On top?
I do, yeah, and I do nights as well. I do like 2 nights a week as well.
Right, fair enough. You need your employment contract, don't you?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to come off the phone, you're going to take a break and have a cup of tea, and then you're going to phone Neil. Text him first to ask him if he's got time to talk to you in a bit. All right?
Yeah.
If you can text him before you phone him, that's a good idea because it lets people get their heads in, ready to take the call if he's busy.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Give us a buzz later on, Carl. Let me know how you're doing.
I will do. Thanks for everything, Michael.
Not at all, mate. My pleasure. Take care.
Right.
Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Mm.